Tempe, Arizona, welcome to the world famous improv. Give yourself a round of applause for coming out tonight. Oh, come on, Tempe, you can do better than that. Are you ready for Jeff? Oh!
Teachers don't like class clowns. And I'll tell you why. Because class clowns are better at classroom management than teachers are. A class clown, anytime he wants, can get the attention of the class. Teachers would die to have that ability. It took me 7 years to get my degree. And my degree was in film studies. And when I graduated, my wife, she asked me, "What are you going to do with film studies?" And I'm like, "I don't know. There's got to be someone that's going to hire someone that watches movies. I can analyze movies." There were no jobs. So I ended up working at Lens Crafters in the mall. And this 22-year-old kid was my manager, and he was telling me that I was a loser and that I need to get my stuff together. So I got fired because I let him have it in the middle of the store. I spent the next 6 years trying to be a filmmaker. And about 6 years later, my wife, she says to me, "You remember that time when we got married?" "Yeah." We agreed we were going to have kids. And I said, "Yeah, we'll do that in a couple of years." And she said, "You said that a couple of years ago." And I said, "Okay, in a couple of years I'll be ready." And she said, "I'm ready now." So she said, "You need to get serious and get a job that's secure and stable." And I said, "Okay, what can I be?" And of course, the stupidest thought came to my mind. How about a teacher? I laughed that thought out. And then I called my dad, and he laughed it out. And then my wife laughed it out. And then I was even more determined to become a teacher. I'm going to prove them wrong. So I enrolled in a master's degree, and a year and a half later, and $30,000 more in debt, I had a piece of paper that said I could be a teacher. Now, there's two things I learned in my college for becoming a teacher. One was the classroom is a jungle. And if you don't have specific places to put homework and specific places and a plan for students to move within the classroom, they're going to bump into each other and they're going to get hurt. So what you need to do is you need to have arrows, a map with arrows that show the kids how to get to homework, how to get back to their seats. And I'm thinking, seriously? I never followed that advice. But the second thing they taught me was come up with a behavioral plan. Because inevitably, you're going to have students that are going to misbehave in class. I'm like, that's easy. I was a kid that misbehaved in class. So I'm going to do what they did to me. I'm going to ask them to stop talking. Then I'm going to ask them again. And then I'm going to take them outside and have a polite conversation. And then I might have to call the parents. And then I'm going to have to send them to the principal. And then they're going to get suspended and hopefully expelled. 4 months. I suffered through my first year of teaching. And I was so bad at teaching, they closed the school at the end of the year. They said, "Nope, we're done." But I think what really scares teachers is that when we were in school, our teachers were the experts on the content that they taught. If they said something, we had to just take their word for it, or we had to go to the library and pull out an encyclopedia, and who was going to do that? Nowadays, you are fact-checked all day long. I was teaching a lesson one time, 45 minutes into it. I looked out, and there was not one person looking at me. Half of them were on their phones, and I said, "What are you guys doing?" They're like, "Oh, we Googled it like 30 minutes ago and figured it out." I said, "Well, tell me what it is then." And they told me everything, things I hadn't even gotten to yet. And I realized then that this is a powerful tool. And we just have to teach our students how to use it. And here's the kicker. Sorry, teachers. If we're going to teach our students how to use it, we better learn how to use it ourselves. Oh, someone's clapping. I invited so many of my close friends, and their excuse was, it's a school night. You're an adult. You're Netflix and chilling at 9:30 at night. Everybody know what Netflix and chill is? If not, ask someone. Google it. Make sure your filter's on.